wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elder, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Listen. I'm in the building. I am in the building. All right, so listen. First of all, before I get into this roundtable, no, I have not been ducking the smoke. Okay, I just want to make that very clear because I know what y'all be saying out there. Listen, for all the people who supposedly checked on me in my Instagram, checked on me on my Facebook, checked on me on Twitter, you weren't checking. You were being petty, but okay, I'll let you have it. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. All right. I have started a class. I'm in school. I'm trying to educate myself to do better so I don't drop to your guys' level of petty. All right. But today's not about that. You already know what it is. It's Roundtable Week 6 recap. I got my boy Blue in the building. What's good, Blue? And you know I had to go to the boot and get that bad man GSP in, baby.
What's going on,
boy? We are in here. Hey, I appreciate you, G, for coming through at the last minute, man. We were trying to get some fill-in. And we got you in here, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. So, fellas, listen, we're going to do a quick recap of Week 6. Listen, and also, if we want to talk about hiding, G, when you lost to North Central,
we had a hurricane going on. I was stuck. I get a little excuse. I get just a little bit.
Boy, we couldn't find you for a week. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear nothing about me. He couldn't find you for a week.
It took me a while.
Boy, they had J-Max had a whole milk carton thing built, all kind of stuff.
He did not let me make it, bro. He didn't stop.
Man, I want to make that very, very clear. All right, guys. So listen, this is how we're going to do it today. We're going to go through all the topics. All right. I'm going to say that again. We're going to go through all the topics. Call in after the topics. Okay. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep it rolling. If you have a question, comment, concern, whatever, make sure you write the number down. Make sure you write your question down, whatever, and I promise you we'll answer it at the end. All right, but we're not going to take calls during the actual show, but I'll let you know when call lines are open. All right, so recap on Week 6. Now, first game up, South Carolina State, FAMU 30, South Carolina State 70. Let me ask you guys, how good is FAM?
I'm drinking the FAMU juice, bro. I'm drinking the FAMU juice. That D-line, bro. I like the safeties too, but I'm drinking that FAMU, especially the D-line, bro. They just got Savion Williams back, the transfer.
Yeah, from Tennessee.
He was a big help too, bro. So I'm drinking the FAMU juice, especially the defense. I want to see that quarterback against a tougher defense. See how he'll be, but I'm drinking that juice with that defense. Definitely that juice.
What you got, Blue?
Yeah, the same thing, man. That defense is so good. I mean, I said it on our show the other day. Just imagine if that FAMU Jackson State game could be this week or like next week when both of those teams at full strength. Man, what a game! And that hand kid, the D end or the outside linebacker they got with 10 sacks, had 5 sacks this weekend. Let's put Isaiah Land. Let's put some respect on his name because he is probably right now one of the most dominant defensive guys in the SWAC. But for me, the offense is always going to be a question. I need to see Rashawn McKay do it against one of the top defenses in the SWAC. So that's the only, I guess, holdback I have. But FAMU, man, is going to be in every game they play for the rest of the year. Yeah, man. Listen, and we pretty much all drinking the same FAMU defense juice, but it's Rashawn McKay. I mean, listen, if you give him in, you put Andrew Body on that team, you put Felix Harper on that team, this team is running everything. You know what I'm saying? Next to Jackson State, it's the only thing. And I wish, for Lord's sake, I wish they could do it a rematch. Just bring it back one more time, man. I think that would be excellent. That's why, listen, I know we're not talking about it. That's why I said the SWAC championship should probably be a 14 playing. I'm just saying. All right. Next up, Texas Southern 35, Southern 31. First of all, what's going on with Southern? I'm going to ask you guys that and then talk a little bit about the game if you know anything about the game. Because this game was not televised, by the way, if anybody didn't know.
I'm going to just say this. Southern got body. Andrew Body, bro. They got body. That Andrew Body kid is, whew. I'm with you, Scott. I heard you say the other day he's the best freshman quarterback. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'll say it here. You know I'm for the smoke because you know everybody think I'll be best freshman quarterback in the SWAC. Somebody check me on that. Best freshman quarterback.
Bad, bro.
Hands down.
He bad. And you know, I think Southern that defense kind of
500. They gave up 500 yards.
500 yards, bro. That's bad.
Come on,
they
man.
had a real stout defense in the spring and even in 19. So I really don't know what's going on at Southern, but I think there's some changes going to be made. We're going to talk about that later, but what y'all think?
Man, that defense, I mean, you're looking at Alabama A&M being like, y'all share y'all's game plan with Southern this past weekend because 500 something yards. I mean, you just got lucky they didn't have the defensive touchdowns at Jackson State. I mean, you're looking at them like you gave up that much. If I would have told y'all before the game Southern would have put up over 500 yards, ran for like 250, y'all would have been like Southern by 100.
Yep.
And that kid he did it without throwing a touchdown. I mean, Texas Southern ran for 5 touchdowns on Southern. Ran it. And they had the most D linemen All-Americans in the SWAC, and you getting ran through by Texas Southern. That's a problem. And
that's crazy.
When you look at, they're going to have to beat Alcorn and Prairie View. Do we have any faith that they can stop Jawan Pass and or the trio of running backs that Alcorn has right now? There's problems.
Jordan Lewis yet this year, bro.
But I was breaking down film and I said Jordan Lewis ain't that guy. People was coming at my head. Oh, Scotty, you don't know what you're talking. I said, listen, from what the film I'm seeing is he's only that guy when he's not getting blocked.
Right.
When you don't block Jordan Lewis, he is a monster. Okay, when he don't get blocked, Jordan Lewis is the next thing smoking. When you put a tight end over him, hi, where are you, Jordan? Where are you? My thing is this, right? And this is my thing when it comes to body. You threw for 338. You ran for about another 85, 16 carries for about 85 yards. You put up 400 yards by your lonesome. And adding all the running back yards that you got with what are we talking about, man? Like it's Texas Southern. Like they had no expectations. I mean, everybody had them finishing at the bottom of the bottom. So you got to respect the fact that the mere fact that they're competing. And I saw it back at Rice. I mean, like when you just saw how he played at Rice, the only thing with body his accuracy is real. It's hit or miss. Now he can throw a nice little deep ball, but his accuracy can be hit or miss. But he's explosive, man. He's explosive. I'm telling you, he's explosive. All right, let's move it on. I just want to be very clear. I picked this game. I want to be very clear. I said Valley would win. All right, Valley, Bethune. First of all, G, let me ask you this: is Terry Sims on the hot seat?
Yeah, he's gone. He might not make it through. He might not make it through the rest of the year. Bro. He gone. Go ahead, start looking for real estate. He gone. He gone. He's a real estate agent because he's gone. He's gone. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
Kamari Everett needs to go with them. Can we please get Kamari Everett on a good team? Jesus Christ. That kid is like Kyle Pitt's size and athleticism. And he's doing he's leading the SWAC in like receiving right now with, I mean, can y'all name another good player on Bethune's offense?
The running back, number 5.
I'll give him. Yeah, he's good. But the quarterback's atrocious in terms of accuracy and everything. And he's still leading the SWAC in receiving. Like, you got to give the kid his props. And I don't know if he has any eligibility after this year. I don't think he does. But can we please get him on a good team? Because what could he do if he had any sort of a quarterback?
Right.
Listen, I gotta agree with both of y'all, man. For real. Hey, G, they also said you gotta talk either a little louder or come a little closer to your phone because they say you're a little low. But this is my thing. That number 1 is a house. I was at the Bethune and Alabama A&M game. I was on the sidelines walking. When you see this kid, you know how some people like, oh, they 6'6", and you looking at him, you're like, bro, you ain't no 6'6". Now you know you lay line on this chart. That boy looks 6'12". He like for real. He's huge. He is huge. And I mean, he's solid. He got great hands. He can run, he can catch. If you just had some type of quarterback, and everybody was on the kid. And I kept saying, especially Coach Green. I know Coach Green probably in this chat. Coach Green talking to you after the who they play, UTEP. Oh, Scotty, you got to see the quarterback. I said he's not special. He's not special. I'm like he's not special. But I like number 5. I like number 1. But to also go on top of that, Terry Sims. I met Terry Sims. As a dude, as a guy, he's cool, real cool, funny guy. But football wise, oh yeah, my guy, you got to go. You can't be a part of this whole new regime that came into the SWAC. FAMU doing what they're doing, and you going the opposite. I mean, you're going. It's like you shouldn't even be here. That's how bad it looks. I don't know where to go.
I mean, you got to move on. I mean, if you go winless in the SWAC in your first year, how do you justify keeping?
Right. If you can't beat Valley, it's just time. It's time when come on, bro. He would have been in my office Saturday night. Don't get back on the bus. You ride home with me. We gotta talk.
Okay, so let me ask you this though, G. How much does Vincent Dancy and Coach Kid Evans, you know what I'm saying? Because we can take a lot away from Terry Sims, but how much credit are you giving Dancy? I love Dancy. I've been a fan since the spring. How much credit should, and it blew to you as well, how much credit should we give Dancy and that Coach Kid Evans of the offense and the defense that they've been putting out on the field?
One thing I can give him is he got that team playing hard. In the past, Valley hasn't been that good, and they also were quick. You go up on them quick, they quit. This year, them boys are playing real hard. So I got to give them that. They playing hard. They playing hard for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the execution. You can tell they're well coached because going into every game, they always are playing with a talent deficit, and good coaches can win with a talent deficit. And so you look at from what's happening with the spring until now, the only difference is what coaches are there, right? Yep. So therefore, you got to give both coaches credit, and therefore, I honestly think their potential going into next season's where it's at, because you look at the quick turnaround. How much time did he really have to implement what he really wants to do? Yep. So I think next year is even a bigger year for Valley.
But I think I agree, but at the same time, they're losing a lot of talent next year. You know, Gardner. I think Gardner's a senior this year. Yeah, he's gone. So you're going to have – so it's not easy to recruit in the Bina, I've heard. It's not easy to get people down there in Valley. But you know what I'm saying? But you got to give it to Coach Lucky. Coach Lucky does a great job. I see him on Twitter all the time, you know what I'm saying, with the recruiting and everything like that. So they're going to have to be really big on recruiting, all right? Really big. I know they're not going to be able to get 200 people unofficial visit like Coach Prime. Yeah. You know, ain't too many schools gonna be able to do that. All right, let's keep it 100. But you know, they do have to compete, and they're gonna have to probably rebuild a lot of that team that's gonna be leaving come this fall. But I like what they're doing. Next question to you guys: what is the ceiling for Valley and Texas Southern? So let's just say like 5. You know, do you see them winning 5 or 6 games this year for both of them? Either one.
I'll say 3 or 4. I think they'll improve, but I'm not too high on to they're gonna beat too many teams. So
I think they're both 2 and 3 at this point in time.
Yeah,
I think 2 and 3 at this point.
I think they both get another win or two.
Okay.
Another win or two. You know.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think they can both get a big upset maybe here or there, but then they'll probably, you know, win another game or two where they just execute at a high level. I mean, if you're telling me that they can finish above last in their division, that's got to be an improvement from what we all thought at the beginning of the season. That's an A+ season.
Facts. Now, my thing, and I know I'm looking a real head. I think if I'm being honest, I think Valley's going to be in every game. I don't think nobody's going to blow. And even you saw it in the spring, they just come with a certain, like you said, they don't quit. They just, I mean, I don't care what the score looks like. I don't care what the game is supposed to be. They just don't quit. I don't see them getting blown out. But the game I'm jumping way ahead. The game I really want to see is Texas Southern against Jackson State. I want to see a legit mobile quarterback go against that dark side defense, and I just want to see what they look like, because if that's going to prepare you for Felix Harper, and Felix Harper is a better thrower of the ball than Body is, but I just want to see the mobility in how they get down and how they're going to compete with that. Because if you think about it, the only person that was supposed to be mobile was the guy from Delta State. He didn't really run, so we'll see.
It's gonna be hard though. That defense, I don't think, has any chance against Jackson State. So like, I just don't want them to put him in bad situations. And you know, if you got to sit back there and you let him throw 50 times, I mean, he's gonna end up getting killed.
Listen, from what I've been told, you know, I ain't ESPN, so you know, I used to break news. I stepped away from that. I said that ain't my lane. That is not my lane. All right, but I heard that the offensive line coach at Texas Southern was Peyton Manning center or something around. Worked for the Colts or was a part of the Colts, and they have a great offensive line. And the guys they have, like, that's what I've been getting from Instagram. Some people from Texas Southern, they've been really blowing me up to talk more about Body because they said, you know, they like what I said, my take about him. So we'll see. Listen, I don't, you know, like I said, it all comes down as can you block the big boys up front. But when that game comes, we'll talk about it. Next one, and this is gonna be G's. Grambling versus Alcorn. I know you had your show on. Tell us a little bit about the game and tell us what you saw.
You know, I was excited we won. Grambling always plays us tough. So I was just excited we won, but I just want to see us play a full game. We jumped out on them quick, 21-3, quick. We look like, I'm like, oh, we back. I'm like, we back. In the second half came. You know, we kind of look like the first half of UAPB and the second half of this game. So you know, we kind of slowed it down. We was able to pull out the win, but I just want to see us put a complete game together, and if we do, we can be scared. But I you know, and to Grambling, that Noah Bolden kid, he didn't really show me much. He missed a lot of throws in this game. So, you know, that's about it.
And I said it, and even in the Alabama A&M game, if you really go back and watch that game, it could have been worse than what it was but Noah missed on a lot of throws. He missed a wide open deep post. He missed, I think, a wide open deep in cross. I saw the inconsistency, but you can see the potential as well. His toughness, how he stands in the pocket. But this is what I want to ask you, G, and Blue, you can comment on it. How does Vobs find a quarterback if you keep benching everybody? Right. To me, I don't like that.
It's what, week 5? What is it, week 6?
Mm-hmm.
You still don't have a starting quarterback. And they played 2 quarterbacks in this game. They played Alden Clark in this game as well. They went to Alden Clark. He went 5 for 5, drove down the field for a touchdown, and in the final possession of the game, you put Noah Bolden back in the game. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. I was happy they did it, but I don't get it. I don't get it, you know. I just don't, you know. I would tell my son, let's go to Grambling. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this looks like a lack of confidence. Like he doesn't trust either quarterback to play a full game. So he's like trying to ride the hot hand, and he's worried that he's going to leave them in too long, and then they're going to make a mistake, and then he's going to look stupid for making the change. So now he just looks like he's flip-flopping. Like you got to stick with somebody. Like those guys in the locker room got to look at someone and be like, okay, that's our guy. That's our guy that we trust to go win us a game. And I thought it was going to be bought in, or, you know, however you say it. But, I mean, I don't understand. You can't rotate QBs in today's age of college football. It's never going to work at a high level.
When he put Alden Clark in the game, it actually gave him a spark. He came in and he had like a 50-yard run because he was mobile. So it kind of caught the defense off guard, you know what I'm saying? And he snatched him right out. Like, I ain't going to complain. Go ahead.
Okay, for me, it started back in the spring. When I saw Elijah Walker on SWAC Media Day, I said, what are you doing? That guy is not the answer. And anybody go back and watch my live stream about SWAC Media Day, I said it. I said, that guy's not the answer. I saw him spell Hickbottom. He's not the answer. All right. Then you go, okay, I get it. You don't want your freshman quarterback to get shell shot because your O-line isn't that good. So I understand it. But it's either one or two things. You're either trying to build something for the future, or you just don't know what you're doing. And it doesn't even feel like there's a method to the madness. Not even like, hey, you play the first half, he'll play the second half, or I'll swap series. Whoever has the hot hand, I'll continue throughout the game. It doesn't seem like there's a plan to anything. It's just like, you did something bad. Okay, sit down. Yeah. You win. Oh, I don't like what you're doing. You said, I'm like, what are we doing? And you know the rule: if you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterbacks. I don't get it, man. It's really frustrating to watch.
And I mean, I gotta ask you, G, how did you feel about the O-line play this weekend? Because that's the one thing holding Alcorn back this season. So how did you feel about it?
One of our biggest things was communication. Man, you watched the UAPB game. We were leaving in 7. They were sending 5. And they were still getting pressure on sacks on the quarterback. A lot of it was communication. And I think this week we kind of fixed the communication. We got our starting center back, and they kind of fixed the communication. It wasn't great, but it's better than what it was. So I was they gave up 2 sacks. It's better than 8 or 10 A&M. I mean, but you know, still, I still want to see us get better.
To each his own. To each his own. You know. All right. Question for you guys: PV or Alcorn? Who's better right now?
I'm gonna go with PV. They playing better.
Wow.
They playing better, and you know, I want to challenge my boys. I think PV playing better. I think we will be better, but as of now, I'll go with PV.
Yeah, I'm going PV too. I mean, I think the quarterback right now is kind of a wash with Pass and Harper. Yeah, Harper's done. You know, he's won the SWAC, but if you're looking at their play this year, I mean, it's right there together. I mean, Pass is being more productive. It's just the turnovers of Pass that you don't really get with Harper that bother me. But when you look at the biggest thing is the line of scrimmage. PV's got the better O-line, and right now they got the better D-line. I mean, that D-line for Prairie View is something serious. So I think that's where the big difference is. But right now I would go PV slightly over Alcorn.
Listen, if you would have told me, you would have asked me this question maybe a game ago, I probably would have went with PV, right? The only reason I'm going over is McNair. It's the only reason I gotta go with. It's the only reason I can go with Alcorn, and there's just something. McNair has something on this team, man, and I can't name it. I can't describe it. It's just a calmness that he brings to that team. I feel as though that even in the dark, and it showed against UAPB, even in the darkest moments, they just have a way to pull something out that they shouldn't have, or they have the way of finish a game that you think they should lose. And I don't know if PV has been through that. They haven't gone through an adversity type game to where you really see what Jawan is. You really see what Coach Dooley's about with this team. And if we're being honest, their DBs ain't that good.
Yeah, amen.
See the guy that was talking about Chad Ochocinco, boy, you was getting worked by Josh Wilkes. All right. So yeah, stop it. All right. Number 31, whatever your name, Naxon. What boy, stop it. But other than that, I that's the only reason I can, because the O-line's bad. The D-line's not that good. You got CJ, you got Pringle, you got Felix. Those are staples. But McNair, he's a chef that you throw in the kitchen. You be like, man, they ain't got nothing in here but ramen noodles, old fish, honey, and he whips something up and everybody eating. You're like, oh, this was good. Where you get this from? That's what McNair is. Yeah. That's what McNair is. So
I don't think I have high standards for Felix. I don't think he's been playing with how he played in 19 particularly well. But, he's been challenged. I think he's going to step up, And I think that's going to be the difference towards the end of the year. Felix going to be Felix.
Trigger man going to be Trigger man, all right? Coming down to the end, guys. UAPB 15, Alabama State 35. Now, I'm going to go two ways with this. UAPB came out the gate strong. They have died off heavily, right? Alabama State, you don't know. They're like Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You don't know what they're going to get. You don't know if they're going to come in. How do we gauge this game, and what do you see for both teams?
I think that the second half of the Alcorn, I think they're cute, UAPB. I think they kind of like, I ain't going to say quick, but they kind of hurt them a lot. And I don't know if they still recover from that. So I think just UAPB. And Skylar Perry hasn't been as good this year as well. He did throw a dime against Alcorn, and I was like, woo. But he hasn't been too good this year. So, I kind of knew going in they wasn't going to be able to hold up to Alabama State.
Yeah, and that defense has been atrocious compared to what it was in the spring season. I mean, they're giving up like 300-something yards a game through the air. And so, it's a hard judge for Alabama State, because the one thing that we all want to see is do they have any offense? And they went against statistically one of the worst defenses in the SWAC, and they put up some points. But, is that going to translate against a good defense? I don't know. I mean, I liked what that quarterback did in terms of, throwing the football. I thought he was way better than what Nettles has offered this season, but I still don't know what to think about Alabama State, because one weekend they'll do this or beat Bethune to death, and then the next week they look like a high school team against FAMU. So it's like they're kind of in that purgatory place of the SWAC, where it's like they're not good enough to compete with the great teams, but they're good enough to beat the bottom tier of the SWAC.
Yeah, and I like the SAT word, Blue. Get purgatory, is that the word?
Purgatory.
I need one of the balls. Purgatory. That's not. I like that, boy. The SAT word. My thing is this, man. I had a lot of faith going in for both these teams. Actually, I thought UAPB was going to look good because of the defense. That cover zero is not for them. They need to stop running it. It is bad. They can't do it. All right. Listen, I know Jackson State makes it look real pretty. They cannot do it. Okay. You got to have the right front seven to make it happen. You don't, stop it. Alabama State, what's surprising me the most is how bad Ryan Nettles looked now that he did comparing to spring. He looks like he doesn't even know how to play quarterback. And I was not expecting that to be 6'5", to throw it like he was throwing it. I'm really upset about him not progressing up for his sophomore year or his second year as that. And also the running game. We all know how Alabama State gets down. Ja'Cory Merritt, Ezra Gray. That's the train that makes this thing go. And if you stop the run, I don't even know Alabama State's receivers. Yep. Who are they? Hickson? That's all I know, Hickson. So it's one of those things. I think next year, if Ely is there, who knows? They have to be more.
No. Now let's take the info. No, he's gone. No, he's gone too. No.
So if the Miles coach comes and takes the job, right, to go do for Miles, yeah, because he's a candidate. He should be. If he comes, they gotta get a more explosive offense. It can't just be, pretty much a wing. It's literally like a wing tee. I mean, they don't run the wing tee, but as much as they run the ball, it should be a wing tee. So we'll see how that goes going forward. Anything else you guys want to? All right, here we go. Game of the week. How, man? Who wants to pop this one off?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. If you watched, SWAC and a Fool's video, and Coach Walker looked at him, he was like, "Did they put 60 up?" And she was like, "I guess so." He was like, "I thought someone was lying to me."
They told me the game. I was telling the side like, "Man, they got 60." I said, "Bro, stop lying." I looked. They had 60 points. 61.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. On homecoming, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened. Anybody want to talk about it? Anybody?
You got to pull the film. I need a film breakdown of bringing Josh Lanier in motion, and not a single defensive player even turned his head. He comes all the way across, like he's in the slot on the right side, comes all the way across on the field, and they don't even have a corner there. He's standing in the end zone. It's not even him and Jesus. Jesus didn't even show up to that meeting in the end zone.
Bro, I did my little movie. I cut it up. It's a DN. The closest guy to him is the DN that just dropped back, and it gets bad. It's bad. Listen, me and Blue was there. We saw this massacre in person. I mean, like, I'm on the sideline when I tell you faces look low, hearts.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
How fast did their fans clear out? They ain't their fans.
Listen, I'm telling you, I was in like the family section / like the one like assigned section in the stadium. Every touchdown in the second half, a whole section would get up and leave. It was bad. Like my co-host Brandon went to grab something to eat. He was like, "Dude, it's harder to get out of the stadium than it is to get in the stadium right now."
Man,
no, it was bad, bro. It was bad, and like. I wanted to walk on the Jackson State. I wanted to do a stroll before the game. I thank God I didn't, because I really wanted to talk some smack. Because how Alabama A&M Stadium works is that they got the field, they got the track, and you can walk around the track and kind of get to the other side. And I wanted to walk over there. Something in my spirit said, "No, stay your ass on your side and just watch the game." I said, "Okay, Lord, I'm gonna do that, God." Yeah. So I went back on my side, and I thank God I did, because I would have had to see all them people. You know what I'm saying? Because I left at like, babe, what time we left at the beginning of the fourth quarter? Oh, we was out. We went to eat. We went to dinner because I knew I had a post game show. I was like, listen, my girl was like, "You doing the post game show?" I said, "They're gonna wait for this one." I said, "They're gonna wait for this one because I got time. It was funny though, but man, okay. So real talk. Okay. Where does Alabama A&M go from here? Because if anything, we know you ain't got no defense. Right. I don't care. The only person on that team that I would even take from that team is Troutman. That's the only person I would take, and everybody else I'll copy, paste, delete. All right. So where do you go from here, G?
First thing, I think Maynard has to kind of tone it down with some of the talking. I know he don't want to, because you don't have the dogs to back you up. You just don't have to, especially on defense. To me, it's looking like the defense was like the defense was at practice. Like, man, I wish he'd be quiet. I still hope Coach be quiet. You know, when I played ball, I had a coach that talked a lot of smack, but we were ready. We gonna bag him up. Man, that defense had him be like, man, I hope who's Coach talking about? I hope he be quiet. He just don't have a dog to talk like this. He just don't have a dog. He needs some dog. He needs some dogs to be beside the ball.
Listen. Go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
Oh man, no. So I know y'all know that they brought Ric Flair for the coin toss. They drove him around. They drove him around the track, like parading him around, and all the fans in the stands were like wooing and like screaming. And then by the end of the game, I know they were thinking like, man, we probably shouldn't have wooed when he came around. Like, they probably just got another touchdown put on us. But I mean, dude, the defensive front for Alabama A&M, you got to let them all go. Send them to D2. Send them to JC. Like, when you have your DN getting one-handed, drugged down to the ground by his neck and just pinned to the ground with one hand by Tony Gray, you got to lose your scholarship. I'm sorry. Your class is canceled on Monday. You cannot you're a grown man and got handled with one hand and pinned to the ground on the football field. I mean, it is that was embarrassing. I mean, Shador could have just taken the ball, set it down in the backfield, went and got a glass of water, and came back and still made the throw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair.
he was that calm in the pocket, and listen, say what you want about Shador, he had all the time in the world. He made the throws. He did, other than the one downfield early in where he underthrew it a bit. He made all the throws he needed to, but man, he had. I'm telling you, I was sitting there in the stands like, are they rushing 4? Like, did they actually rush 4 people? Because they could not get any pressure on Shador, and it really cost them that game.
Man, listen, this is how I felt after the game. I was so mad because I know everybody's been in, and this is going. Let me do my little soapbox. Let me get on my soapbox real quick. A lot of people coming at me. It was like, yo, Scotty, we looking for the stay-at-home awards. What? Who wouldn't get it? Like, I mean, like it's not even nothing to talk about. Like, who ain't getting it? You know what I'm saying? So that's 1. 2, I kind of felt like and Blue, I don't know, I know G because you know we got black mamas. And you know how, like, with a black mama, if you disrespect her outside, she gonna say, "Oh, wait till I get your ass home." That's how I felt with Alabama A&M. You disrespect me out in company, in front of company. I just didn't know how I was going to package it up and bring the smoke to them because I was fuming. Like the little clip I did at the end of the movie wasn't even close to how I was really feeling. Right. So this is my thing. I'm gonna say this first. If your job description has a D in it at Alabama A&M, you need to get fired. D-line coach, defensive coordinator, defensive back, defensive special, whatever. If your name starts with a D, you need to be fired. I don't care because everybody got to go.
They gotta go.
Clean house. You got to clean house. Listen, it's bad, bro. It's bad. I mean, like, I'm watching the game and I'm like, and yeah, CFL put a clip up on the Shador and Quincy Casey video, right? He compared the two or whatever. He puts a clip up of Shador throwing a pass, and he's like, "Oh, he threw a dime. It went between the defender's hands." No, nigga, the dude didn't turn his hands over. He couldn't pick it off because he sucked. Like, come on, man. What we talking about right now? Like, it's just the underthrown ball. If the DB plays the ball in the air, it's a pick. The receiver catches it at his hip.
Right.
I'm like, bro, if you just turn your hands over, you attack the ball like an athlete. Anybody watch that dude on TikTok? The Coach 30? Who
yeah.
Piss down your leg, don't want to make a play. That's how I felt watching this game. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm scared of him. Yep, he's Jackson State. Piss down my leg. I don't want to make a play. Like, that's how I felt, man. It was just one play after the other. It's just ridiculous, man. So listen. The stay-at-home awards are coming. They're not getting away from it, I promise you guys. But I just had to regroup because, with black mamas, if they beat you while they mad, they're going to say something, do something that they don't want to do. So I had to calm myself down before I got with them. But go ahead. Y'all can finish it up.
I mean, how much of a gut check is it this week? Right. I mean, if you give up more than 40 points to FAMU, it's got to be the last game for the D coordinator, right? FAMU with Rashawn McKay at quarterback puts 40 on you, you got to go. And just in my opinion,
don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just go directly to jail. Like, bro, we're not. What are we doing? What are we doing? Because I mean, Rashawn McKay, like, look, if I'm being honest, it could be McNugget, McCentral, McQuery. It don't matter who it is. If he throws over 4 tubs on you, or if he goes over 300, if Rashawn McKay goes over 300 yards on you, everybody got to go. Matter of fact, I'll be holding interviews on that Monday to hire.
It'll happen. See, everybody that A&M has played this year has went for a season high in yards on them. Everybody they play. Every single team they play. So I think FAMU up next.
Hey, listen, I said it. Remember, Blue? I said on the roundtable. I said if you're an offensive player going against Alabama A&M, you should be like, oh yeah, oh this the game. This is highlight. Listen, Jackson State's whole front line got a draft grade against Alabama A&M. Now it's Gaddy going in the 7th, Houston going in the 3rd, Coinus and Owens are going in the 4th. Like everybody got draft grades off that game alone. And we're talking about now it's Gaddy. Come on, man. I'm done with it. Listen, okay. Next question, because y'all about to get me off. Get up. How real is Jackson State's offense?
Now, I like some things T.C. Taylor did. He switched it up. He had some. I like some things. But I knew coming in, T.C. Taylor would help him out a lot. I want to see him against a better defense, though. I'm still not too sold on the offensive line. But I think T.C. Taylor going to help him. I do think T.C. Taylor going to help him.
Yeah, I mean that offense is a completely different offense with T.C. Taylor calling the plays. Let's be honest. I mean, the fact that they finally made the move to get rid of Peyton Pickett at running back. I mean, to put in a more athletic guy when you run a more zone scheme anyway. Mm-hmm. So why did you have Peyton Pickett in there not making cuts? He's just running into the back of offensive linemen play after play. So I was really glad to see Santee Marshall get some shine. Also, if the offensive line is the biggest thing, I just need to see them go against the D-line with a legit pass rusher. And say what you want about Alabama State. That's this weekend. Yeah. They're not 60 points good. Let's just keep it real. That's not what we're going to get every week. But if they can average 30 to 35 a game, they won't be beaten this year.
Nope, won't be touched.
They won't be touched. Like if you can't hold Jackson State under probably around 21 points, you're gonna lose the game. So with T.C. Taylor calling the plays, I think the offense is much more real than what we saw against UL Monroe, FAMU, other teams like that.
Somebody said Pickett was injured. He needed to stay injured. Okay,
he needs to stay off the field. If you put Pickett back in, the offense takes a giant step back.
Stay on the training table, Pickett. No shot. Listen. No hate, just stay on the training table. You know what I'm saying? A little longer, get yourself 100% healthy. My thing is this, right? And I talked to a coach that I know, the offensive guy. And it's funny if you listen to what TC Taylor said, it's the same thing I said in everything leading up to the game. I said, when you have this many athletes, all you have to do is put them in position to win. That's it. Because when you're a team deficient of talent, you start like, okay, let me give you an example. Alcorn, right? You got LaCharles and you got CJ Bowler. You have to put them in position to make plays because everybody, people have doubled LaCharles and made CJ beat you, or they've bracketed CJ and say, hey, we're going to live with LaCharles on the one-on-one. But when you got Lanier, Hooks, just Warren, it's too many athletes, so you can't isolate on anybody. So what you do is you just make it open. You don't know where it's going to go. I got the motion taking your eyes one way. I got the peel back coming the other way. I got the play action here. If you move the defense eyes, you're going to get what you want because of simple. It's just simple. It's just simple how offense works. The scheme is so great. Now, I do agree with you. I need to see a pass rush. I need to see what that looks like. Christian Clark is no joke. Ershad Davis, Jaquez Payton, Natron Culpepper. Your boy Jaquez ain't no joke. So I think it's going to be a nice little matchup. Do I think they're going to stay in the game for very long? I don't know because Alabama State has to score points. But I want to see what Christian Clark looks like against this offensive line. So we'll see. But to answer your question, I think it's real enough. It's better than whatever Phillips and them was bringing. I'll tell you that right now. Whatever they was bringing to the table, that's trash. Leave it alone. Don't pick it back up. But what it is, I think Jackson State has an offense to win games. The other one was just that was. Oh God! But they have an offense to win games.
Well, can we talk about the biggest thing for me that no one's talked about is, can we give him some credit on the red zone play calling and how creative it was compared to FAMU and, well, they didn't get the red zone, and I don't think in the UL Monroe game, but some of the other games, they just would run it right up the middle, run QB sneaks. You saw the reverse on that first touchdown. You saw them finally use some size in Wadman in the corner of the end zone where he just released and said, "You're 6'5", 6'6", go get it." And I've been calling for that all season. I thought the creative play calling in the red zone is really what's going to separate, because coming into the game, they were only converting on like 60 or 70% of their red zone attempts for touchdowns. And yes, it was A&M, so they went 100%. But for me, that's something I think that will be more exciting moving forward, is that red zone creativity from Taylor.
And that's what they need, because I've always said, Jackson State's a 20-20 team. They'll drive up. I was even with Phillips. They would drive up and down the field on you. They'll get a whole bunch of yards, but they would never convert. And then they end up kicking field goals that they can't even make those. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Last question. Hey, you guys, the call lines are open. This is the last question. The call lines are open. If you want to call in, 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041. Call lines are open. Look, and you can look below at the ticker. And if you want to get the call number. Week 7 games that you look forward to. Let me get my little, hold up. Let me, my bad guys. Let me open this up for y'all real quick so y'all can see these games. Just see, this is it. Yeah, this is it. All right, got it. So let me get this going. Apologies. Bam. Go. All right, so week 7 games that you're looking forward to. We got Prairie View and Bethune. We got FAM and Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Jackson State, Southern versus UAPB, Texas Southern versus Grambling State, Alcorn State versus Valley. Pick one and ride with it.
I want to see Texas Southern and Grambling.
I
think that's going to be a good one. I want to see just how Grambling going to respond. And for Texas Southern, how Body plays in that hole. If you haven't mentioned the hole is different. The hole is, players come to the hole and forget how to play football. Opposing players. So I want to see how Body shows up in the hole. Just play against their defense is going to put a lot of pressure on them. So I want to see that game, see how they respond to Grambling defense, but Andrew Body specifically.
Okay, so as much as I want to pick the A&M game, I'm picking Southern at UAPB. I think that game is going to be very underrated. Some people probably won't be looking at it because, coming off a loss of, Texas Southern, UAPB's lost like what, 2 or 3 in a row now. And so for me, this is really an elimination game for that West Division. If Southern drops another game to a UAPB, I mean, you're looking at that schedule like you still got PV coming up, you still got Alcorn coming up, you still got Jackson State coming up. Is there any chance they make the SWAC championship? I mean, the Southern's SWAC championship, hopes ride this weekend against UAPB, and then it's 2 terrible defenses. So which offense is going to get it going? Can Southern move the ball through the air like we saw against Mississippi Valley? And can Skylar Perry finally give me something? Can Skylar Perry be accurate against the defense that just allowed a freshman to go for 350 on him?
All right.
So for me, this is going to be the game that's really going to determine who's real and who's not in that West Division.
Listen, I listen. Florida A&M and Alabama A&M. That game is a wash, bro. Like that, that's not even worth my time. I want to see Alcorn at Valley. All right, listen. I'm on the Dancy train. All right, I want to see this D line against their O line. I want to see Felix and Idabina, however you pronounce it. I want to see that game. I want to see how they match up. I just want to see how do you deal with success and expectation? That's the difference. When nobody's looking for you, when nobody's checking for you, easy to make a game here, win a game there. But now you don't won 2 games back to back. Hadn't done that in 9 years or 11 years, or whatever somebody said like that. And now you're going into this game and people have, you should be able to compete. So I really, really am interested to see how Valley does and bounces back in this game right here. So, yeah, this is going to be a nice little week. This is going to be a nice little week. And I think Jackson State's homecoming. And who else is homecoming, G?
Jackson State and Grambling.
Okay.
And UAPB.
Shoot.
They scheduled Southern for homecoming.
Woo! And let's not forget 2 things in this. UAPB beat Southern to keep them from the spring SWAC championship, and also they stumped on their logo. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. Dick Penn and all them boys. Hey, listen, Dick Penn and his crew, they want the smoke. They about that life. They really about the life. Them boys mean that. All right, guys, call lines are open. When you call in, either have a question or a comment. Okay, have a question or a comment. It's not my regular live stream. It's not going to be just straight banter. Have a question or comment, and we'll answer you accordingly. All right. Hey, Ryan, you live. Talk to me. Turn your background down for me.
All right, my fault. Hold on. Give me a minute. Got it.
What's goody?
Yeah, man. This is my comment right here. Jackson State was impressive last week. So,
is that a question? Oh, you said it was a comment. Yeah, you said it was a
comment. No, it's not. I'm going to get to the question.
Mm-hmm.
So, leading up to the game, A&M was talking a lot of trash. Even last year, it was talking about, this our shit. When they won the championship, it was like, this our shit. We're going to do the same thing next year. And mainly the same thing, So, my question to you is, why aren't you holding A&M? I haven't heard you trash A&M by the performance they put on the field Saturday. But you still hold Shedeur to this standard where he said, it leads to a blowout. We play SEC defense. It leads to it figures to a blowout. You keep holding Shedeur to this standard. But A&M, after they won the championship last year, the wide receiver is all on social media. He's saying, yeah, this our shit. We're going to do the same thing next year. Guarantee whoop, whoop. But I haven't heard you trash A&M for, talking out the side of their neck and not living up to that. Talk to me.
All right, so let me ask you this: if I say it, are you gonna have another question? Because if not, I'm gonna have to let you go. I'll answer your question though. But do you have another question? I just want to make sure you got it all out before I let you go.
If I do, if you don't mind, I'll call back.
Yeah, you can call back in. Yeah, you can call back in most definitely.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
All right,
handle that for me. And like I said, if I feel like I need to call back, I'll call back in.
All right, too easy. I got you. No problem, Ryan. All right, so listen. I felt like I kind of answered this question, but I kind of didn't. So I'll make it very clear because I knew it was coming. I knew this was coming. So listen, when you're a champ, G, be my backup on this.
Yeah.
You have the right to say whatever you want until you're not the champ no more. That's just how it works. When you've won anything, you can talk your mess all the way up until you ain't the champ no more. So you can't get mad at what they said. My issue with Shedeur's statement was you never played a game in the SWAC. You hadn't won a game in the SWAC. You're a freshman quarterback and you're downplaying your competition. How does that work? And you've never played anybody. You played FAMU, wasn't a blowout. You played ULM, wasn't a blowout. You played Tennessee State, semi-blowout. You played a Division II opponent. You did not blow them out. So now you play the Division II version of a SWAC defense and you blow them out. Congratulations. But it took 2 offensive coordinators to get there. Yeah. Am I supposed to give you credit for something you're supposed to be doing? Everybody got you winning the SWAC. You got the #1 FCS team in the land. You're supposed to be doing this, supposedly. So my question is, do you hold yourself to the standard you set for yourself? That's the only thing. I got to keep you Jackson State fans to the standard that you said. Because when you first landed your FCS class, all I heard was SWAC championship. That's all I heard. Oh, we winning the SWAC, #1 FCS team, 55 ranked. We over Power 5 conferences, but barely beating D2 schools. How that work? So it's not in the sense of, to me, it's not in the sense of like, oh, but to go forward, you're absolutely right. I will hold Alabama A&M accountable. They will be getting their work. So, yes, I do agree with you. No, I did not bring the smoke because the post-game show, I didn't want to take anything away from Jackson State fans. Y'all all called in. Y'all all had y'all fun, laughed at my expense. I let you have it. I said it was a Jackson State show. I said I'm not taking nothing away from y'all. So I gave you the post-game show. So that's why I didn't have a stay-at-home awards. I made it a Jackson State post-game show. I called it The Massacre for a reason. But go. Anybody else got something to say? All right. No, we good. That wasn't for us. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Listen, you and Blue Blood have basically summed up my thoughts tonight. I didn't call in Saturday because you said something that to me didn't need to be repeated. And what you said was, you said, how long is it going to take the SWAC to catch up with that recruiting class that Dion had last year? And you're absolutely correct. And I want to say this to all them people. I've been reading these comment sections, all these people criticizing Cornell Maynor. Cornell Maynor's a great coach. And I'm going to say this to your panel and to you, Scott. I know Grantfield Eastman at Alabama A&M. He knows what he's doing. They were not out-coached. They were out-recruited. And the statement, I don't know if you, that was a legendary coach at the University of Kentucky many years ago. His name was Adolph Rupp. Are you familiar with him? He was at the University of Kentucky. He ruled college basketball for about 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
But I just want to, this is what he told the people in the SEC in the 50s. He said, listen, either you spend more money on basketball and get better players, I'm going to embarrass you every time you take the floor against us. That's basically what Jackson State is saying to the SWAC now. Either you come up with better players in the SWAC or Jackson State's going to embarrass you. Let me just say this to you right now. If you take Akil Glass and them wide receivers off of Alabama A&M's team, Savannah State will blow them out, Albany State will blow them out, and Fort Valley will blow them out.
That's facts.
And that's why I was telling you, Blue Blood, right. He's got to go out right now and get 20 to 25 players. They cannot be high school kids. They've got to be either junior college kids, transfer portals, grad transfers. Because the average high school kid, it takes him 2.5 years to learn your system. They don't have time for that at Alabama A&M. Because that game there, that game came down to one thing. You have superior personnel, inferior personnel. Jackson State had superior personnel. Alabama A&M had inferior personnel. And so I'm going to sum this up. Somebody just put in your chat right here, they said that the job at Bethune-Cookman is going to come open. And then they said that the job, I think it was Bethune and somebody, but the school that they left out, why y'all leaving out Southern? Southern is the biggest underachiever this year.
Facts.
Do y'all think that they're going to let that man stay in Baton Rouge doing that mess he's doing down there?
Negative.
The Southern job is going to come up. Oh, the Alabama State job. The Southern job is going to come up. Let me just tell you this. You had a headline the other day, Scotty. You said, how long is T.C. Taylor going to be the offensive coordinator at Jackson State? I'm hoping it's for just this season. I want T.C. Taylor to get Alabama State. I'm just going to be honest with you. If the AD is smart down there Saturday in Jackson, he need to pull T.C. Taylor to the side and tell him, we're going to hire you in December at Alabama State. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I have studied Donald Hill-Ely for many years. If you go back and look at his resume, he's never won a conference championship. No, he was at Morgan State about 15 years, and the best he could do was maybe a 7 and a 5. He's never done nothing. And so if you want to stay mediocre at Alabama State with all that talent you got at Alabama State, keep Donald Hill-Ely. But if you want to compete against Dion in December, go and hire T.C. Taylor.
I appreciate the call,
but I'm telling you right now, Southern's job is going to come up. See, let me tell you something.
I got to let you go, Mr. Ford. Got to let you go.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate the call. Listen. All right. So the T.C. Taylor thing, right? If I was a coach, if I was a head coach, if I had an open vacancy as a head coach and offensive, it's two coaches that would be on my list. Zach Grossi and T.C. Taylor. Those two boys right there, they legit. They're offensive-minded guys. You would have to open up the checkbook for TC because I don't think he wants to leave Jackson State.
Yeah.
Go ahead, G.
I don't think he want to leave. I don't know this for sure. This is not breaking news, but I think he got a promise to be the coach in waiting. I think Dion's decided. I think he's the next head coach. He's a Jacksonian. They love him down there, so it'll take some big money to get him from Jackson State.
Yeah, it'll take big bucks. All right, let me go to another caller. Hey, go ahead, Coach Green. You live. Talk to us.
All right, let me turn my volume down.
All right. My first question is for Blue Blood. How, since you like offensive lineman, how proud are you of Tony of doing that one-arm takedown?
I mean, that was impressive. I'll give. I mean, I don't care who it is. If you can manhandle a college football player like that and do it all game long, you got to give him his props. I mean, as much as the offensive line I've been critical of Jackson line on the show. Everyone knows that, and for good reason. They finally played their most consistent game, and it's not just the execution, man. It's the physicality. They finally played like they were mad at somebody. They finally played like they wanted to hurt the guy in front of them. And that's what you needed out of a good O-line. So I give them all the props this weekend.
Because I know how much you like to talk about offensive line. When I saw that, I said, man, I know Blue Blood probably was proud of that move right there. and for you, Script, how much trash talking was going on between both teams before the game started?
I'm going to say this. The person that you think was talking trash was talking trash. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't say no more. I'm not trying to put nobody on blast. It was I would tell you this. I was surprised by the lack of trash talking by Alabama A&M. I would say that. I was surprised by the lack of trash talking. Yeah, I really was.
Man, because you know what? Because I actually thought, because I saw the clip of that HBCU game they put out, and I saw when Quincy Casey grabbed Brian Jenkins. I thought Brian Jenkins was doing a lot of talking. That's why I thought that. All right.
He's an emotional guy. He was an emotional guy.
Okay. Yeah, I even saw in the game when the official called that fumble and he disagreed with. He stayed on the field for a while. But here now. This is the real question I want to get to. I know y'all talking about Terry at BCU. Now that story that came out on HBCU game day, but it was before that. Do you feel Terry should get another chance hearing what's going on at BCU? This was you and Cracking the Food.
All right, Coach Grill, I'm gonna let you go, but we're gonna answer your question. Appreciate the call. Now, I gotta be honest, I haven't read the article. I saw the article, I haven't read it. Anybody?
I heard about it, I hadn't read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it said something to do with like pool funding.
Kind of badly open.
Okay. Listen, I drove past Bethune. I'm not gonna say nothing because people start bashing me. Listen. At the end of the day, if Valley can win, you can win. Now, I don't care what that. When you talk about all that, you're in Daytona. You're like 10 minutes away from a beach. I mean, it's probably okay. I'm gonna say this: if Jackson is around sharks, right? Bethune is around oasis. I mean, it's literally nothing but beach for like. So if you can't get no kid to come down there and be 10 minutes away from a beach, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I mean, in half the battle of recruiting, like being in a place you want to be like chilling in and all that type. I mean, it's a perfect place. It's nothing but beaches. So
I just think it's time for a new start. I think it's time for a new start down there. You clean your house and bring in somebody fresh and try to kickstart the program. Because people don't understand how much winning in football can help a school out. I'm not talking about just athletics. I'm talking about the school. You start winning in football, your applications go up. Your student enrollment go up. So I think it's time for a fresh start down there. Because even if they keep him, he may be improved to 3 or 4 wins. You know, so I say bring in a fresh new start. You never know who might apply. Bring in a fresh new start.
That's fair. Let me take another. We got a few more callers on here. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to your name. Where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is City. I'm calling from Texas.
What's good? What's your question?
Yeah, my question is for G, actually. Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, my question is for G. When are you going to be brave and bring that noise to Fargo? Listen, great guys. I'll listen off the air. Thank you.
That's my God. We coming, Dave. We coming down there. That's my guy. He been telling me to bring that noise up there to North Dakota to Fargo. We coming, Dave. Dave, we coming. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Love it. I love it.
That was my favorite call of any roundtable we've ever had, man. That's right up there with the house phone.
Yo, shout out to him. Oh man, when you gonna bring that to North Dakota? Oh no, I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, caller, you live, talk to us.
Oh, man. Hey guys, enjoy the show. So right quick, the score this week for FAMU and Alabama A&M, because once again, like I said earlier, in Blue, you got to stop disrespecting the Rattlers, Blue. You got to stop. You said that State was gonna blow us out at home. What did you think? 21-10 or something like that?
Yeah, I did.
Blue, give us more credit, man. Give us more credit. And OFFScript, I'm just waiting for my 100, baby.
I know. It said 9-2, right?
It's coming.
9-2, right?
You see, it's coming.
We'll see. Season ain't over yet.
Yeah, but it's coming, and if so, that and how do you predict? If you had to predict right now, what would you say the Rattlers record would be at the end of the season, going through the SWAC? And do you think we can make the play? Blue, this is really a question for you, Blue, because I really don't pay attention to the other conferences outside of SWAC and MEAC. What do you think the Rattler defense could do against really the whole team could do in the playoffs? Because if by some freak chance Jackson State doesn't lose 2 games, then that's our thing going to the playoffs. And Scotty, I told you we were going to bring the playoffs to the SWAC. It might just be a little bit sooner than I thought. Enjoy the show, guys.
I appreciate the call. Hey, guys, so as you see, and I put the schedule up. Let me move this banner down so you guys can see it a little bit better. But this is FAMU's schedule, and gosh darn it if it ain't easy. Gosh darn it if it ain't easy. Let me blow this up for you guys so you can see it. I hope y'all can see it. So if you can't, I'm going to read for you, G. Next game up, Alabama A&M. After that is Valley, Grambling, Southern, UAPB, and Bethune. I don't see a loss.
Me either. I
don't see a loss. Now
Grambling, it might sound funny, but I think Southern going to play them hard. Just because of the rivalry they have. I think Southern going to play them hard. They're going to be playing for pride at that point. It's in Baton Rouge. I think Southern going to play them tough, but I don't see them losing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my 100 ready because I don't see him losing another guy. I really don't. You know, if I'm being honest, I really don't. But go ahead, Blue. Answer his question for the playoff situation.
Yeah. So if FAMU got in, it'd be an interesting matchup. The problem is the QB play is so elevated in the playoffs that I think FAMU would have the worst quarterback in any matchup that they got in the first, second, third round of the playoff. McKay is not that type of quarterback that can get you to a national championship. The defense is there. FAMU's got a defense that can make some waves. The problem is, I mean, when you're looking at some of the offenses you're going to face, when you like, if you want to pull up FAMU's schedule right now, I mean, outside of Jackson State, is there a team that you think would win a game in the playoffs?
Negative.
I mean, really and truly, have they seen a North Dakota State size offensive line? Have they seen a Quincy Patterson at quarterback? Have they seen an Eric Barrier at quarterback at Eastern Washington, who has more total offense than all but 11 teams in the entire FCS by himself? Can you see a Montana defense who held Washington, a top 20 team in the country, for FBS to 7 points in a money game? Held them to 7 total points. That's where they'd run into the problem. The problem is their strength of schedule isn't there, man. They aren't even receiving votes yet in the polls. So for me to be in the top, 16 is going to be a real stretch for FAMU to get in this year. They're gonna have to start scheduling out of conference games, whether y'all like it or not. And y'all can keep coming for me and Scotty and everyone who says it. That's why I said on my live show yesterday. If you're mad, like all the SWAC groups are so mad. Jackson State's not ranked, but I thought y'all didn't care.
What does it matter?
Yeah, if y'all don't want to play in the playoffs, why do y'all care if y'all are ranked? If y'all don't want to play nobody, why do you care if you're ranked against them? I mean, South Florida is what it is, Dwayne. I mean, they're not a great AAC team.
They win the game.
It's just okay. So they're receiving 5 votes. I mean, Brett, you got to have five votes. I mean, you got to be in the top 16 right now. It is FAMU a top 16 team in FCS? I don't know, but they'll have a shot if they opt out of whatever clause or whatever the SWAC has. They'll have a shot. I just think their strength of schedule right now isn't strong enough to get into the playoffs.
That's real. That's real, Blue. Let me take a couple more callers. Hey, AG, you got anywhere to be? Or you?
No,
you know?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
You know what it is, man. It's your boy, man.
What's up, Smoke?
What up, my boy?
What's good?
I got 3 comments and I got a question for you, Blue and G. First comment, I just want to say you don't schedule us for homecoming. As you can see, that homecoming turned into a homegoing. Number 2, what I don't want to take away from that game is the fact that Coach Maynard is still a good coach. He's a great coach. I think that they were prepared mentally, but they weren't prepared physically, and not being prepared physically can turn into you not being prepared mentally. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Yeah, that's real.
3, last comment. I'm very excited to see this Alcorn versus Valley. As we know, Alcorn is another team. Could possibly be a contender. Well, I know possibly it's a chance they're going to be in the state championship. Coach McNair is a great coach. I've been giving credit to Valley because Valley has impressed me the last 2 weeks. And like you said, right now, I feel like all eyes are on them because they won 2 games back-to-back, which is something they haven't done in a minute. And they beat two great teams. So, question for you is, what do you think that Valley would have to do to win the game against Alcorn?
Hey, appreciate the call, Smoke.
That's it. All right.
Well, G, you go ahead, G.
I don't think it'd be much of a game. What we have to do is don't let them hang around. You let a team like Valley hang around, and that's when they start to build confidence more and more and more. But I think if we come out like we did against Ground, it won't be much of a game. But we have to put them away early, and we've been struggling to do that. But hopefully this week we do it. We cannot let them hang around and gain confidence down there in Itabena. We got to put them away early. Got to.
What you got, Blue?
I mean, for Valley, you just got to run the ball. Your best playmakers at running back. If you establish the run and can keep Felix in that offense on the sidelines and wear down that front 7, which I mean, G probably could correct me. They don't have as much depth as I would like to see in the front 7 for Alcorn. So I think if they just run the ball and can wear down that defense, that's their best shot to win the game.
I agree. I think you keep it. The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Like that's all you got to do. Run the ball, attack this D line from Alcorn because it's not that good. It's really light in the pockets. But you got to stop Felix, man. You got to figure out if you don't do nothing else. Cause this dude's a Houdini. If I call Shador the slowest slippery dude, Felix is just Houdini. He be just, in and out flying. He just be getting it. So you got to stop Felix, man. I think that's the key. That D-line has to put in a lot of work to make sure they get the Felix, corral Felix, and make sure they get him to the ground. That's what I see.
Yeah.
I'll take a couple more calls. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
What's good, Scotty?
What's good?
It's your boy B from the Jack, man. Listen, I just got 2 questions for you. One for you and Blue, and then one for my boy G.
You ready?
All right. So, with that SWAC, let's say Alcorn and Jackson State. This was my boy G. Let's say Alcorn and Jackson State keep winning, man. How packed do you see that game in Jackson being come November? And how do you think they're gonna play it if it comes down to they're both in the SWAC championship? That just determines home field advantage.
I say 50,000.
Before you answer them, so I'm gonna so you can let me go. The second question: stepping away from the SWAC, you got NCAT playing Tennessee State this
Kennesaw.
weekend.
Yeah, Kennesaw.
And their real first test. So if you could just step away from the SWAC and speak on that one too, I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, good call, man. Great question, bro. Good call. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, G, pop it off, and then Blue, take it away on the end cap.
I say it's gonna be 50,000 in Jackson. Easy, bro. 50,000 easy in Jackson. Easy. That's a sold out game, and I think both games gonna be. Everybody they don't get what they got because I know Alcorn. We're the only school to host the SWAC championship, so we want to keep that. We want to keep it. We want to bring you down to Lorman because we feel like we got a home field advantage down there. We're in the middle of nowhere. One way in, one way out. You know we're gonna have it lit down there, so we want that advantage. So we going all out to have it in Lorman because we know we're gonna have an advantage coming down to Lorman. So it's gonna be crazy though. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. That I can't even imagine. And if anybody would like to keep the smoke with me, all right, I will be at the Soul Bowl. I'm taking all comers. Anybody want to smoke? I'll be on whatever side I need to be on. Okay. All right. Hey, Blue, Kennesaw and Cat. You want to talk about the Alcorn one? Whichever we want to go with it.
Oh no, yeah, I'll take the Kennesaw one, man. I got asked on our live stream last night about it from a few people, and it's going to come down to whether Jermaine Martin can continue his improvement. He started out real slow, man. I mean, he didn't hit 100 yards till like week 3 or 4 in the game. I mean, he was playing atrocious football. If they can establish a run against Kennesaw State, they're going to have a shot. But I know no one in here probably has watched the Kennesaw State game, but that defense is legit. That's the same team that they beat Jacksonville State like 31-6 and just embarrassed them. And that's the team that beat Florida State now. So Kennesaw State has a legit defense. And so for me, I would lean toward Kennesaw this weekend just because that defense is just that good. And I don't trust North Carolina A&T's passing game as much. But I think it's going to be a real close game, and it's going to be a great litmus test to see where North Carolina A&T is in terms of some of the big dogs in the FCS this year.
Man, that's going to be a good game. I might go shoot down there and watch that, Jay. Hey, Carly, you gotta talk to us.
They finally played like they wanted to put down in front of them, and that's what you needed.
Turn your background down.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your background down. You're live.
I got it out.
Because I know how much you like to talk about this loud.
Say, I just got a question for you all. Just is it all about Jackson State and Florida A&M or bus? They two best teams, two best defenses in the SWAC. Is anybody gonna overcome them? And can Florida A&M catch Jackson State?
Hey, appreciate the call.
Thank you.
I don't think. Listen, Jackson State coming down the stretch has a very tough schedule. Let's not play. They got Southern, they got Alcorn, they have Valley, Texas Southern. The 2 games before Southern and Alcorn, they're not going to lie down for you. They're not. I mean, especially Valley. Valley is not going to lie down for you. Texas Southern, I don't know if it's a home or away game. They're not going to lie down for you. And you already know Southern and all going to come to play. Southern and all going to play. So I think FAM has a good chance, but for them to lose 2 games in the SWAC, I don't see it happening. That's the only thing. Y'all can take it from there.
I mean, I think right now they're playing the best right now. They're clicking right now. But like you said earlier, Scotty, Fred McNair. If it's one thing, he's going to have us ready to play when it's time. I can promise you, Fred, he's the best coach in the SWAC, and look for him to show everybody why he's the best coach in the SWAC. My opinion.
Man, personally, just like I told you, Scotty, on the phone after the game, if Jackson State calls the type of game they played this past weekend and that defense comes to play, no one in the SWAC's touching them. I mean, they're beating everybody in the SWAC, including Alcorn, by 10 or more if they play like they did this past weekend. I mean, they're just that good because no one can match them in the front 7 right now. If the only issue was that offensive line to give anybody hope, because you could get to Shador, shut down the run, and make it a low-scoring, one of those grind-out games. But if that offensive line protects Shador, everyone in the SWAC's getting washed, in my opinion.
Let me ask y'all this, and this is including the game you just saw. I like this question. Who has the best offense in the SWAC? Top 3. I won't even leave it to 1. Give me a top 3. We'll just go with that. Top 3 offenses in the SWAC.
This week kind of shook it up for me. This week kind of.
Yeah.
It ain't shake up shit for me. It ain't shake up a damn thing for me because I can't blame the trenches for an offense. Yes, it's part of it, but I know what you can be if you block. You know what I'm saying? So, me, top 3 offenses in the SWAC has to go A&M. Number 2 has to go Texas Southern. And number 3, I might throw it because it's only one game. It's been one game, and you haven't shown me anything any other time. So it will have to go A&M, Texas Southern. No, I'm sorry, A&M, PV, Texas Southern. Those will be my top 3 offenses in the SWAC.
I'll A&M, Alcorn, Texas Southern.
Ooh, yeah. I would probably say PV, A&M, and I'll probably put right now with the play call in Jackson State would probably be my number 3 right now.
That was a good question. That was a damn good question.
It made me think. I'm like,
yeah, I was like, because if Jackson State does this the rest of the way, then they will have the best offense in the SWAC. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that's one game when everything was clicking, and I can't count it.
A&M.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody gets on track. I guess, you know what I'm saying?
I wish we played A&M. Give our offense a kickstart.
You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody get their rev on. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Hey, let's take let's the last caller. Hey, what's up, Blake? Talk to us.
Pressure, pushing down on me, pressing down on you, under pressure, under pressure.
Hey, this is Mr. Who that. I just had a couple of comments. Just want to come in there. Big shout out to Blue. Good to have you on here. Hey, Reservation Nation, my guy, ESPN. Got a quick announcement. CFL was not able to be on due to his party line is out of order. He's working on it. CFL, we miss you, guy. Hey, take care of that. Hey, I got one more thing. JSU wanted to say from Dion, this is what happened when you disrespect Big Daddy Prime. And from Shadur and the JSU fan, they just told me to tell y'all, they wanted everybody to know. Ooh, put some respect on it. When you say my name, put some respect on it. Yeah, put some respect on it. Hey, they just want me to give y'all that little clip. Hey, I hope y'all had a good laugh. Y'all have a good one. Blue, hey, somebody gonna give me a sponsorship. Oh, this is sponsored. This comedy is sponsored by Taste of the South. We fulfill all Jackson State needs and all home games. Who that go Braves? Y'all have a good one. This is Mr. Who that, and I'm out.
All right, appreciate the call, Blake. That boy is stupid, man. That boy is stupid. Oh my God, that boy dumb as hell. All right, before I let y'all go, we talked about this a little bit on Spaces, and G knows where I'm coming from this. And let me make a banner real quick. All right, let me make my little banner real quick. Was the trash talking from Prime allowed? Now let me set the stage, right? Let me set the stage. And this is how I listen. I was raised in Maryland. We do it a little different. I feel as though if you don't talk trash in the beginning, you are not allowed to talk trash on the back end. So my thing is this. I'm gonna take it all the way back. ASU, right? When he got trolled by Alabama State in the spring, he said that wasn't professional. I don't do that. I don't think that's appropriate. What people fail to realize is I've never talked bad about my opponent. I only talked about me. That's what Coach Prime said. Fast forward, Maynard's barking, because that's who Maynard is. He says 4 and 5 stars, scooter, all that type of stuff. You said you're taking the high road. You said you're taking the high road. I don't do that. I'm good at that. I don't do that. You win, full circle comes back around. You're talking trash. I don't agree with it. What do you guys say?
I'm with you. You got to talk trash in the beginning to be able to talk in the end. I mean, you know, it made me feel like, did you really believe y'all was gonna win like that? Did you, or are you just so excited now that y'all did win that now I'm gonna talk trash now? You know, I just feel like you gotta, you know, me personally, I talk a lot of trash, and anybody that ain't talking trash to me up front, you can't come to me if I don't know who you are, if you ain't been talking to me the whole time. No, that ain't how that works. So I thought it was kind of messed up.
I mean, okay, I guess I'll disagree with y'all because I mean, he said wait till the fall, and then he put 61 on you. I mean, like in my opinion, like if you got 61 put on you, you got to get it. I mean, and especially you were like coming into the game, he talked so much. It's just like, you know, I'm a big UFC guy too. Conor McGregor talking. Once you knock him out, go ahead and let him have it. Like, you just got knocked out. Coach Prime said, wait till the fall. I put up 61 on you. I made sure your scoreboard worked in every facet of the way, putting up 61 on you. You said you needed a scooter. I got you one and gave you an autograph. That's how much is that scooter worth? How much do you think Prime could get for that? Auctioning that off.
Look, I didn't even think about that. You might want to say that. Put that on eBay.
The Prime
listen.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn smart, Blue. You NTF that Jay. This is my thing, right? Is the reason it's all the flip-flopping for me, right? You could 1 minute you're saying, you know, did Nick Saban get treated like this? Look at me like Nick Saban. Well, when Nick Saban gets barked at and he wins a game, the game spoke for itself. He doesn't ever have to talk trash. That's never been Nick Saban's thing. That's the only thing. It's like, don't play both sides of the fence with me. If you're going to keep it funky, keep it all the way funky. If you're going to be Mr. Professional, keep it professional. That's the only thing. Why are you allowing Maynard, if you said you're going to take the high road, why are you allowing Maynard to bring you down to where it is? Because now it seems like you talking because you won. Because if you would have lost, you had an out to say, I don't do that. That's not what I'm about. I don't like that. Just be who you. If you're going to talk trash, talk trash. And we were talking about it on Spaces. Like, if you're having a Spades game and I'm talking trash and I'm killing you, and you make a run to come back and you start talking, you weren't talking trash before, and you would get your ass smacked. Like, I don't. That's just me.
Okay. Now, since you talk trash, are you unprofessional? Because when someone did it to you, you called it unprofessional. So are you unprofessional? So can we say Deion Sanders is unprofessional? Can we say that? Because that's what he did when they did to him.
So that's my only thing. I just wonder. That's the only thing out of everything that happened. That didn't sit well with me. That's the only thing that didn't sit well with me, because they've been going hard. I'm talking about promo after promo, video. I'm like, where was all this energy before the game? Because it would have made the game that much more bigger. And now, if you're talking trash with Maynard, now it's like, whoa, Maynard, he talked trash and put 61 on you. God, dog, But I don't know. That's just my look.
I mean, you made it. So the thing about Maynard is, like, yeah, we could all say it's, he talked a bunch of trash, and he paid for it, to say the least. I mean, if anyone shouldn't have been confident in what they were bringing, you knew A&M. I mean, that defense, like, you knew what defense you were coming in there with. Like, you just don't get handled with one hand on, like, some random Saturday. Like, you knew that was coming.
That's
and
fact.
So for me, like, you talked all that trash, and so for Prime, it's probably it was personal for Jackson State, and you could tell, as Scotty could tell you, the fans were fired up at that game. The players were ready. Like, you felt the vibe in the stadium. Like, after Houston took that touchdown, I looked at Brandon, who came with me. I was like, man, this might be bad. Like, they came really ready for this game. So for me, you can't talk all that trash and not expect, after you get handled 61-15, that the person you talk trash to for months said something back. I don't think you can hold them to that. I mean, I think for me, it's just, I'll let you talk your trash, but then after I beat you, you're gonna have to hear me. You're gonna have to see. And every time Maynard's on social media, it's a video. He's probably got that pink scooter in his office right now, mad as hell, punching the wall. Like, he gave me this pink scooter and autographed it. He probably put that thing through the sheetrock when he got back to the house.
Hey, man,
I don't mind the trash talking at all. I don't mind the trash talk. I don't mind the trash talking. Just don't call it unprofessional when it's getting done to you.
Oh, I'll agree with you on that. You can't call it unprofessional. You
could have easily just said, okay, I'm gonna show you in the game, or I'm gonna let my game do the talking, whatever. Don't call it unprofessional. and then turn around, oh, now you a trash talker. Because he has to stop. He ain't stopped. But I guess it's not unprofessional anymore.
I'm gonna take a call from a FAMU grad, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Boy.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? Talk to me.
All right, man. I had to jump in this one. Okay, man. There's the phrase from James. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Dion makes business decisions, bro. What you guys talk about with respect, you're talking fan stuff. You ain't talking business stuff. Dion sets things up to play to his advantage. So Dion laid back in the weeds because if he did lose, because that game was 50-50. And then he didn't say anything. But now guess what he's done now? Dion made 30 damn videos for marketing JSU from that game. Because of the business side of it. Not because Dion could care less about what Manny said. Dion is 5 times ahead of Manny on everything in his life. He doesn't care about that, bro. But from the business standpoint, look at all the videos he's got. All the music, everybody dances. Shadira, look at my pops. Now you got 200 kids that's ready to come to JSU. Because guess what? 99% of these people do not hear the stuff that you guys are talking about. They only see stuff from what Dion is putting. He is controlling the narrative. So when you control the narrative, that's what you do. So it's not a personal thing for him. It's a calculated marketing business standpoint that he did. And that's why that's smart. That's why that is beautifully smart. So that's the reason why. So yeah, he doesn't have to talk. But guess what? He did talk because it marketed the program. I mean, I got cats that are calling me from New York. Say, yo, dog, you see that video Prime made? And look, the scooter in the middle of the field. Man, they ain't watching none of these games, bro. This dude, my boy, went to Syracuse. He don't know nothing about SWAC. He saw that video, though. He saw that video. This look marketing JSU, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with trash talk.
Nobody. It does. It does have some bit. It has some bit of trash talking in it. You can say it's marketing. It's great marketing. It's funny. I watched every last video he didn't drop because it's entertainment. I'm not taking away from the entertainment. The aspect of it is that the pure essence of trash talking, you're in the wrong, in my opinion, because now you can listen. You can do it in a marketing flip, and you can do it for a business promotion. You can do it for the promotion of Jackson State. That's all great and dandy. That's cool. My only point, Mr. Campbell, is if we're back on the street, if we're in the block, if we're playing basketball and I'm talking trash, you don't say nothing and you beat me and now you talking all this trash, it don't work like that. That's all I'm saying. It's the same thing with Kevin Durant. Him going to the Warriors was a great business move. It was great for his career. Was it a punk move? It was a punk move. Like there's a code and then there's business. And code wise, that's a punk move by Dion. If we're talking about business, it's the smartest thing ever because you just take it to the next level. Just take it to the next level. So it's two sides to it. I agree with what you're saying. It's a great marketing. Dion is, listen, I've said it on many times. Dion should have a class at Harvard about marketing. He is the guy. But I'm talking about Cole. No, that's weak. That's weak. It's weak.
Wait, bro, let me say something. Hold on real quick. Cole don't pay no bills. Everybody holler out Cole don't get no bills paid. So see, that's the thing. And that's what I'm saying. I have no problem. But what you're saying, you're right. But what he's saying, he ain't thinking about. He don't care nothing about that because the Cole don't pay no bills. The Cole don't get that new field out there. The Cole don't get them 200 kids out there. The Cole don't have Affleck coming there. Affleck got the president and the vice president coming to JSU on Monday. Bro, that's money. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between being a businessman and a businessman, and that's all I'm saying. So I get what you're saying, but the street code don't pay bills.
I'm not saying
we trying to pay bills around here, bro.
I'm not. Listen, once again, that's not an argument
that's all
for
I'm
me.
saying.
Yeah, no, and I agree with what you're saying. That's not my argument. My argument is not like, oh, should he not promote? That's not my argument. My argument is simply that was weak. That's it. I mean, it's just simple as that for me. It was weak, but you know.
And then let me say this too, and real quick. You say what you want about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant gonna say, call me an MVP twice.
That's what I'm saying.
2 rings on my finger. See, man, it's all relative, bro, of what you think is important. See, that's the thing about it. What you think is important, which is nothing wrong with, because this is nothing but opinion. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but your opinion don't matter when it comes to the money. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. So it's cool what you're saying, but for the bigger picture, and like I say, for somebody like me, I'm all about the cash, bro. Straight cash. I don't care nothing about no shit talking.
That's why I don't curse under that. I'm about the money. Whatever move the SWAC for, whatever move FAMU for, whatever move JSU, Alcorn, and all that. So what he's doing, and I'll shut up so y'all can get off this line, but that was pure brilliance because Cornell Maynard set up the trap and Deion trapped him. That was the thing. He let him set the trap. He set the trap. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. Alabama State about to set the same trap because them boys is laying for them, and he going to give Ely some size 12 Under Armour shoes. I already heard. So it is what it is, bro. Enjoy it. Blue blood. Did you find your girl? Did you find your girl yet? That's what I'm saying. Down there, Alabama A&M. Did you put the bubble sparks on them, bro? I'll let y'all.
I appreciate it. But see, that's my thing, though. Go back, G. Go ahead and say what you got to say, G.
I just say, don't call it disrespectful when somebody else do it. That's my only thing. You called it disrespectful. Money or no money. You can't call that disrespectful, then turn around and say, when you do it, oh, I do it for the money or whatever. You know, you called it disrespectful. You called it childish. That's what you called it. You called that childish. So now you're a child? That's my only point.
I got y'all on the childish part. I'm with y'all on that. You can't call it childish. The only difference I see is Prom did say he was going to trash talk. He just said, I'll do it after the game. I'll see y'all in the fall. And then on the call, he was like, I'll talk to y'all after we go out and beat y'all and then put up 61 on them. Just like he said, I forgot exactly the quote he said after State put his Jerry curl picture up on the scoreboard after they beat him last year. I don't remember the exact quote, but he said that he was going to get back at him for it. So I would imagine if they beat Alabama State, something's going to be said about that.
Of course. But once again, the only problem is it's the back and forth to me. Like, you can't call it one thing, then when you do it, it's marketing or it's cool or it's this like it's
because they were doing it. They could have been doing it for marketing too, right? You know,
they were.
You called it childish. When you do it, you want to be marketing.
There was a lot of people at that stadium. They definitely did that for marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, just a little question on the side. Just a little side question. But hey, guys, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, SWAC, hey, G, man, hold it down, man. We're gonna get you back out here. You and J Max. That's gonna be a good one. Yeah. Blue, as always. Until next time, guys, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. Make sure you tune into Blue, and make sure you turn it to SWAC and the Fool. Go to their podcast, YouTube. The links are all in the description below. Please make sure you subscribe and do what you're supposed to do. All right.